Today we'll be talking about the story for the third Sunday of the Easter season, knowing Jesus in a new way in doubt. On the Sunday after Jesus died, the women came with spices to bury Jesus and to finish the burial. But when they got to the tomb, they found that the door to the tomb had been opened, and when they looked inside, they could see the white linen that Jesus had been covered in, but they did not see Jesus. An angel said, "Who are you looking for? He is not here." And they went back and told the others what they had seen. Mary Magdalene stayed. She was very sad, and she heard a voice that said, "Woman, why are you crying?" And she turned and saw a person that looked like the gardener, and she said, "Please, sir, tell me where they have taken him, so that I may take him and bury him properly." And the person said, "Mary." And Mary knew that it was Jesus. But he would not let her touch him. Instead, he said, "Go tell the others to go ahead to Galilee. I will meet them there." Later that evening, 2 disciples were walking from Jerusalem to Emmaus. It's about 7 miles. And they were sad because of all the things that had happened in Jerusalem. Jesus on the cross, and then being buried. And then the stories that were talking about him rising again. They kept walking along, and a stranger met them and joined them. And he was able to tell them from the scriptures all the good things that God had been doing for his people. When they got to their home, they went inside, but the stranger wanted to go on. But they said, "No, come have a meal with us." And together they sat at the meal. The stranger took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to them. He blessed the wine and gave it to them. And it was then that they knew that it was Jesus. And he disappeared. One night, the disciples were gathered in Jerusalem in a room, and the door was shut. They were afraid. They were afraid that the soldiers would come and take them away, just like they had taken Jesus. But then someone appeared in the midst of them and said, "Peace be with you." And it was Jesus. And he showed them his hands and his side as they saw his wounds. They were afraid he was a ghost. But he continued to speak with them, and he even ate a piece of fish. Then he said, "Peace be with you." And he was gone. The next day, Thomas, who was not there the night before, came, and they told him that they had seen Jesus. But Thomas said, "Unless I see his wounds and touch them, I will not believe." Later, 8 days later, they were together again in the room, and Thomas was with them. And Jesus appeared to them again. "Peace be with you," he said. And he went right up to Thomas and held out his hand. And he said to Thomas, "Touch my wound." But all Thomas could do was fall down on his knees and say, "My Lord and my God." He said to Thomas, "Now that you have seen, do you believe? But blessed are all who have not seen and yet believe." And Jesus said, "Peace be with you." And he was gone once again. Now, I wonder if there's anything that you can think of that you could put next to this story that would help to tell the story better. I'm thinking of something, and it may be very different from what you think of. You may have something around your home that would work to help to tell the story. And right now, you might not be able to think of anything else to help, and that's all right too. I wonder if there's anyone in your house who has come close to this story. I wonder if there's anyone in your family who might be able to tell a story about that. We are all part of the family that comes close to this story.